Hey, Tyler Williams at Pinecrest Practice Growth. Thanks for checking out today's video and this podcast recording where we're sharing the 4 daily intentions that you can implement with your team. We have this implemented into our morning huddle, and then we talk about it on a weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis. But I want to share this tool with you that we've created so that you can get some clarity with your team and avoid the urgency dumpster fire trap that so many of us have fallen into. I've been there. And sometimes the schedule can just get too crazy where everything feels reactive and you're not getting the results you want to see. And especially right now, as we're dealing with labor issues, inflation issues, downward pressure from insurance. The point of this podcast is to help private practice owners succeed and be able to overcome these challenges and maintain that entrepreneurial spirit in a private practice. So the 4 intentions are on my planner every week, and they help keep me centered on what's most important. They help me say no to things that are less important, and they help set expectations with the team that then has the waterfall effect down to our patients. So we'll go through these 4, and if you'd like a copy of this, please reach out. You can email us or reach us on our website. I'd be happy to send a copy of this to you that you can be able to implement in your practice. So the first of the 4 daily intentions is intentional purposeful growth. So we call this the me. What's my me? MEI. We spell me a funny way. But me are milestones of exceptional importance. So we like the concept of milestones more than goals because a milestone represents progress. And even if you don't hit the goal, you still learned something or made some forward activity from that. These are implemented by what we call the 20-80 flip. So you're probably familiar with the 80-20 or the Pareto principle, which talks about 80% of what you do gives you 20% of your results, and then 20% of what you do gives you 80% of your results. And so we flip that around and we say, let's focus on the 20% of our patients or our activities. They're going to give us 80% of the results first, and then we can worry about the other 80% of stuff that's going to bring us 20%. The second one is intentional scheduling. We have an acronym we use called RAD. That means a quick acronym we use to train team members and new team members on scheduling. So the R stands for rocks, pebble, sand, water. So there's a really good analogy by Stephen Covey. You can look that up online, the video of the Stephen Covey rocks example. But essentially, if you fill a jar with the sand first and then the pebbles, the rocks hang out the top. But if you put the rocks in first, you can backfill it with the small stuff. So scheduling rocks, and then water is what we call opportunities for new patients, consultations that fill in those gaps that provide new rocks. A stands for A's, D's, and H's. So make sure that each appointment has the number of A's specified, which is assistant or admin team members, the D's specified, which is doctor time, and then the H's specified, which is hygiene time. And by using those letters, you can be realistic about not overlapping people or jamming too much in your schedule. You may need to time how long some of these procedures take. And then the D is the last part of the RAD, which is where you figure out the D's that go along with the A's. So the doctor time, making sure the doctor is often the bottleneck and is protected. And then also making small adjustments as needed on the schedule, which is the other part of the A, is adjust your schedule 7 to 21 days out when you want to make changes to be fair to your patients, transparent, and not have last minute issues. And then make fine tweaks, maybe the week or the day of 10 to 20 minute increments, but not moving people an hour or two. We believe that is not a good way to serve our patients. The third one is the 7R map relationships. So this is having an engaged scorecard that is active, your team's participating in, that you're using those. If you'd like an example of a dental scorecard, we have one. If you'd like an example of a small business scorecard, we recommend the book Traction by EOS. There's some great examples in there for general small business, but we have one that we use in our practice. Be happy to share. And keeping the team accountable to your scorecard, because that's where you can measure the progress and those milestones. That scorecard should be active, meaning it's looked at regularly, and you have both lead indicators, which look at the future, and lag indicators that tell what happened. A lot of practices just look at the lag indicators, and they're not thinking about what's in the pipeline, what's in the feeder for new patients, new opportunities, and treatment. The fourth intention is the profit, and this is where the waterfall effect really happens. Is you have to design your schedule and your practice that profitability comes first, because then that trickles down to ensuring the team and the doctor and the vendors are paid, which then trickles down into excellent and exceptional patient care. But if you don't have that in the proper order, then you'll get really tight on budgets, and you'll get tight on payroll, and you won't have the ability to grow and expand your practice the way you want to. So we found that's really helpful for us in focusing on the profit. There's a great book by Mike Michalowicz called Profit First, and there's also a version called Profit First for Dentists. And those are some really great resources as well that will help you put this mindset in place. Without profit, you can't fuel the plane that drives your practice. We call it the purposeful flight experience. But the purposeful flight experience is all the cool things we get to do and how we get to serve our patients and the growth and the teamwork. But without profit, that is not sustainable and will be short-lived. So we hope you found this helpful. Please send us your comments. And for resources outside of what we've talked about, you can check out our other episodes. And we'll look forward to seeing you on the next episode of the Practice X Factor. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you soon.